Hello, I'm your ex-toycat, and building big in Minecraft is hard, time-consuming work, and so if you want to showcase more on YouTube than you have the time to build, you have the option of either A, cheating, and let's be honest, a lot of YouTubers go with this, or B, stealing the content of others and passing it off as if it's basically your own, which is why today I'll be showing you some of the greatest, and if we're being honest, not so great, things that my subscribers have built over the past month. This is Realm Review September. It's going to be a lot of fun because we're starting with a very medieval looking village. This claims to have been built purely in survival on hard difficulty, so I'm very curious as to what I'm going to be seeing. I mean, you can see already that there's a lot of slabbing and a lot of uses of materials, but yeah, it's always fun to tour these worlds before we give them the patented yes or no rating. This is actually the best way to review something. Is it good or is it bad? We'll find out at the end of each of these worlds. This first one is super interesting because, again, I get these kind of medieval-ish vibes. Oh, thank God there is a bed. I always join these worlds at night because realms are 24/7 and it's raining as well. I don't want any of that. So, yeah, this is a very interesting feeling world. It feels as though they were trying to create something with a very real sense, much better than a village would be, but also, I feel like things are always overly detailed in these sorts of worlds. Like, even the pathway, it's like, there must be something different every single block. There's no clear direction of following and what's happening where. Maybe I don't have the right imagination, but I see two houses over there that, like, look pretty similar. That's a blacksmith house, and that's some generic trading house, maybe. This is a church. Oh no, this is a temple of the water sheep. I mean, on the one hand, it's some pretty decent design. On the other hand, it's very strange, and I think I'm going to leave now. I mostly want to know what's happening in this black area between the maps, though. I love when people make these mega maps out of lots of miniature maps. What exactly is happening to make the map... Oh, it's just a map loading issue. Oh, no, it's not. That's an entirely different... You know, I do not understand why this happened the way that it did, but we're just not going to question it. Oh, this is actually really cool. It's a ramen shop. They've used these banners to kind of simulate, like, Japan. They've made seats by using armor stands dug into the ground. Obviously, you can't sit on them, but they look like stools, right? And then they've got a zombie who is preparing the ramen, which is, you know, if you think about it, a pretty not very sensitive comment because, I mean, you know, it's not okay. Not all ramen sellers are zombies. We gotta make sure that's true. But if you look, he sells all sorts of lovely dishes, like beetroot soup, or rabbit soup, or my favourite, big salmon, or the dark oak sapling. All of my favourite foods, all in one place. And yeah, I actually do think this is a pretty creative way to do a shop. Usually you see medieval villages look basically all the same. This is actually doing something different. I think in Minecraft it's very easy to copy something interesting you saw in Minecraft already, but I think taking inspiration and doing something bigger, better, cooler, more interesting is always the way to go. Like, what is this house? I really can't tell you. It's like a weird lighthouse style thing. But let's find out by going to the top, I guess. Okay, actually, this makes way less sense now that I've gone inside. It's just lots of floors with nothing in them. Why does this exist? What am I meant to take from this? But yeah, you can really see the scale of the world. Each of these builds by themselves takes, you know, an hour or two, like perfecting, etc. And then to mash them all together, it really does take some time to build a city. So I always think it's worth praising. Although in this case, I think it's also worth criticizing. Like, what the heck is going on in this magic tower? You can't just have a tower that looks magical. You've got to have some context. See, like the context for this house, it might seem like it's missing, but it's actually the skeleton house. It has both Minecraft paintings of a skeleton and a sofa which you can sit on while looking at those paintings. There had better be a secret entrance behind that painting. There's not. You know what? It really is just the skeleton house. Sometimes people like skeletons and they make it their whole identity. Pro tip, that could be you if you just believe in yourself. You can make anything your identity. Like this house right here, it's literally a 2-room house if you look at it, you know, one up, one down, and the entirety of the house up here is a bed and a bookcase. Like, we get it, you read, you don't have to flex on us that way. You know, in medieval times, actually reading would be a flex, right? That would be like the, ooh, look at Mr. Fancy Pants over here. Those little random markings on the paper mean something to him. Being able to read English would basically be the same as, like, reading a wizard language today. Like, no, English is to be spoken, not to be read using those fancy pants letters. Which is funny to think about, right? Anyway, I bet this is a Colosseum. I would think correctly, it looks like. A lot of glowstone and a random pile of scaffolding. It's my scaffolding now. I mean, our scaffolding. Yeah, it's a pretty cool arena. You can see this one's still in progress. but it gives a feel for the scale of the projects they try to attempt. Building a circle or an oval this big is actually quite hard. Building a whole chamber underneath that feels any amount natural, also kind of hard, so gotta give some real props here. Oh, this is very weird. This is definitely a bug, right? This is like an RTX to not RTX bug or something like that. I mean, it's not going away, though. Yeah, that's very... Well, maybe it's something above us. Nope, there is just a dark area of this world. You know, that is pretty cool. So yeah, I think the fact that this world is pretty cool. If you saw this in creative, you'd be like, that's a cool city that someone spent, like, you know, a couple dozen hours on. But knowing this was done in survival on hard, and it has all the hallmarks of a survival project, the scaffolding and the use of materials, etc., it is super, super interesting. This world, as the first world of the September Realm Review, definitely comes in as a yes. But speaking of yes, you might say, you know, what as the answer to, will I join your world? The only way that you're going to get a yes is if you have Toycat and September somewhere in there, like this next world does. This is so cool. I feel like I should spend more time looking around this. I really want to. I'm sorry for not doing so, because I'm busy looking at worlds like this mini realm chest. Either they're foreign or they don't know how to spell welcome. Which is more offensive? To the mini realm chest portal. See, I like that way of doing arrows. Usually I use the pointy one, but the curved one, you know what, it does have some appeal. That's a nice curvy arrow you've got going on there. Maybe it's improved by the... Oh, okay, this is... They've got a like, you can look at the map while you go through the portal too. I like what I'm seeing. Okay, they spelt welcome wrong again, so either they're really doubling down on their incorrect spelling, or they are just saying welcome in a different language. The world is mini chest survival. Not anymore, it's not. I love this way of separating up the Nether Fortress, by the way. It's... Yeah, again, I love using unique block choices. Slimes in the Nether don't usually go very well together. Oh, this is so strange, in fact. Huh. Oh, okay, I see why that needs to exist. Okay, we're finally in the overworld, ready to look at whatever this world is. I mean, it's got eggs, it's got builds. Let's go review them. First things first, this pool. I mean, I would believe that this pool was just like a part of the ocean chopped off. Although I guess it must be because it's got fish. But it looks so strangely man-made. Maybe they mined the blocks above it, then replaced them with cobblestone. I cannot work out for the life of me what's going on there. But it is very, very strange in that way. Then we've got this over here, which is strange, but in a much more understandable way. I love this covering for it. It's really clever, if you don't know, to use leaves for a ceiling, because they don't allow mobs to spawn on it, and it lets light through. So you have a cover for the world that's kind of like a ceiling from lightning and stuff, while also being a way to let light in during the day and keep out stuff during the night. I think it's very clever. It's also very clever to have whatever this is. It's a water source that lets the chicken get into the big salmon pool. Well, I mean, if that's what you got to do. And then there's a beacon over here. So they fought the Wither as far as their adventure skills have gone, but their redstone skills are currently sitting somewhere like this. They have an enchanting room complete with enchanting villagers. These guys love to be kept in corners. And yeah, I do have to say, the use of slime blocks everywhere is so strange. Did they just make a slime farm first and they've been living with it ever since? Also, look, they've got custom resource packs just for that. You can see also something has gone wrong with this world as well. I guess Realms breaks the lighting on maps. And then they've also got a huge minecart rail, which looks like it'll be fun to go on. So let's give it a whirl, shall we? Whee! Yeah, I really like this design for a minecart track. It looks like it's a lot of high effort, but it keeps it lit up and it looks pretty, high quality. I think a lot of the things I'm looking at in this world are confusing, like that, and you know what, do I need to actually point out the things that are confusing? Instead I have to point out the things that aren't. That lovely cover, very nice. This minecart rail, also pretty nice. Even when it's going on a flat land, just using these little stairs on the side, super, super classy. This minecart rail leads to some very weird places. You know, I'm having to push myself up here, which doesn't actually make any sense when you think about it, but, you know, besides console edition, minecarts just suck, so we'll allow that for now. But once you get to the end, you end up in a birch house that leads you out to another birch room, which leads you out to a chest room with a view. Okay, I like this. Building out from a mountain so you get a lovely view of the surrounding landscape. Actually pretty cool. Overall, though, there's like 3 or 4 really cool ideas in this world, and then there's things like this that, in my opinion, just don't work at all. If I was, you know, as much as the previous world was a yes, this world is going to have to receive the not as good rating of a no. This world is sadly, despite all of its many great things, is going to have to be a no. Hate to tell you. This next world is actually from a YouTube friend of mine. This is Chris, and apparently this is Chapter 2, Season 5, which is a bit of a complex way to put something, but they're going to call me Mr. American, which is fun. I think I actually said to put that as the realm title. And now we're going to wear our diamond armor and follow the path out to the world. Because you know what? As impressive as this mangrove forest is, it certainly isn't a whatever that is. Honestly, what actually is that? It's a big grand house, and it's off the ground a little bit. It reminds me of a woodland mansion by having such a big support like that. But let's see what's inside of this woodland mansion. The answer is just a minecart, which will take me to where I need to be. You know, I complimented the previous minecart rail. I actually do think this one is just as good. I think the other one is way more complex, but I kind of like simple and geometric and just like, it's one block, then it's another block. That maybe I'm just too basic. Maybe my Minecraft tastes would be best summed up with like a dirt block with a wood block on top or something. But I like what I'm seeing here so far. So build number 1 is pretty nice. I mean, if you're gonna build a house, going postmodern with it is really good. I mean, on the one side, we've got this glass window that lets you see inside, but then on the other side we see that actually, you don't need to have glass to make a window. Truly, the real window is the one inside of each of our souls, looking out into the world. And I think this is a beautiful way to explain that really, walls are just an anti-window. If you want to have lots of windows, just don't build walls. It's quite a beautiful concept, and the 2 netherrack blocks really top it off for me. If one of those was a dirt block and one of those was a wood block, I might be a bit happier, but, you know, this is also pretty interesting. If you don't like the idea of modern art in your Minecraft, I think these houses are much more traditionally beautiful. I mean, it's got a nice little island that builds up to a house on top of it, and then another island connected to that one, just to make that island look like it's super low down. You know, if I saw someone building a house on an island, oh, actually, that's probably what happened here, actually. Someone saw that and they thought, yeah, that house sucks. This is how you build a house on an island. And it's even got some vines to allow you to climb up. One of the weirdest things about SMPs is how, like, strange everything kind of comes together is. Also, you know, can we really call this a good world if there's, like, some bad bits mixed in with the great bits? You know, like, if it's lots of people, do all of those people get joint credit? How does that work? I don't ask or answer the questions. Instead, I just see a firework with... I thought that was a firework with someone's face on it, but it's a firework with someone attached to it. That is much funnier. I like that a lot, actually. And then over here, we've got a bee lifting it. You know, this is really cool. I like this area a lot. I think this is a really interesting little place. It even has an ice cream van. I mean, it's selling cookies and eggs. It's a bad ice cream van, I'm just saying. But yeah, I like this area a lot. Everything's very personified. I'm assuming these are little versions of themselves they put places, but it's super cute. You know what else is cute? This little pineapple. I have to guess it's a pineapple. It's a golden carrot buried in the ground. I love that. That is genuinely like one of the more inspiring builds I've ever seen. I think it's a little messy of the way it mixes like wool and... Like, I never liked that effect, but it works for them. And it's where the food can be bought. On the 1st and 2nd floor. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to steal the golden carrot from the painting. But still, it's a nice idea. This is a mansion that, like, someone has flown a plane into. I'm just saying, a little bit insensitive. Wrong time to be flying a plane into a mansion. Although those might be wheels on a truck. Although, how would it get there? Is there a ramp for it, maybe? You know, either way, bad time to be having things crash into building. It's September, guys. You gotta calm down on that. Oh, I really like this shopping street, though. I feel like I'm in a theme park. Do you get that feeling, right? With the... Honestly, I think what it is like, Disney just has such an iconic look that when you see anything with the same, like, shop-fronty look on a very straight street, you think, wow, theme park. But really, I'm thinking, wow, this one little bit of Disneyland. And, yeah, they had plans to build more shops, but they got bored, which is very relatable. You know, who doesn't do that? Yeah, honestly, every time I see anything in here, even when it's like a somewhat complex farm, I like that they decorate it in a good way. A lot of people, you know, like, and end up messing that sort of stuff up. I really like a well-decorated farm. And this one, which is, I think is here to age copper, looks super great. It's also here to, I don't know, there's some lava pouring off. It's, actually, you know, it's a lot of cobblestone. I think I changed my mind. You know that thing that I just said they do well? They do it very terribly. But I don't think that's enough for me to say that this world that I previously was liking is terrible. In fact, I would rate this world a yes. Although, you know what? I don't think that's enough for me to say that this world is bad. You know, it's one ugly thing in a sea of lots of very great things, including some beautiful modern art. However, as an SMP, I'm going to give this world a rating of unrateable. It can't be yes or no. Yeah, how about that? It's a maybe. You know what isn't a maybe, though? This world, which is titled Goose. I don't know in what way it is a goose yet, but I am goose to go. I believe that if there is anything in the world that is good, it is good. We know what is this world? Oh, it's a cube. I thought this was like some weird bug, but it's just a cube on top of everything. Do you think I'm standing on a giant goose? I'd better be. This world is terrible if I'm not. Okay, so I jump down. It's a farm, and then there's some water. Where is my geese? You know, I think I've been clickbaited. I think that was just a giant farm above a pretty average world otherwise. You know what? You can't clickbait me. Not gonna take it. Is this world Goose? This world is not Goose. Is this world good? You know? This world is not good. You know, this world is definitely getting a no out of yes rating. Do not like it. Not a fan. Where are the geese? You could have built one goose. You know, it would have been hard. You can build a very small goose if you want to, but 0 geese. I mean, what world can live in that sort of a world? No, who can live in that sort of a world? I cannot. You know who else can't? The next realm. The final world I wanted to show off today is one that... Look at this map, by the way. The final world that I'm going to be showing off today is a world which is, oh my god, also very broken by realms, interestingly. But this is one that I showed off a couple of realm reviews ago. It is a super flat survival. It's like a joint SMP, and I just wanted to show it off because I think it's a really cool thing to see worlds slowly expand and grow as they go on, right? At least to me, that's really cool. And so yeah, you can build stuff like a desert temple if you want to, or a Honduran flag. Is that Honduras? I think that's Honduras. Being able to like seeing all of the cool things that are done over time is really great. Look, it's a little IBX toycat plush. Oh my god, it's a sugarcane farm, and it's the toycat Let's Play house. I love this world, this little toycat SMP, and yeah, seeing the progress that it's made over time is a fun reminder that, like, yeah, at basically any world, you can attempt big projects and challenges and things that will look really cool to look back at. I am loving what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, it sometimes takes some big ideas, but if you're ever lost and you're like, I don't know what to build in Minecraft, I don't know if it's a good idea, then, yeah, the cool thing is that you can basically decide anything, and some projects won't work out, some projects will, but as long as you dream big, it'll all be worthwhile. Actually, no, wait, let's go the opposite message. You know what? In Minecraft, you need to actually have a good idea. If you work on a bad idea, then what was even the point? Did you see some of the things I looked at today? That pales in yeah. Do you see this wooden house? This is a trash wooden house. It's terrible. Sorry to... eyesore. You know, they're sorry as well. But, yeah, that's the beautiful thing. Man, this world has some depth to it, huh? There's a little villager pen over here too. But yeah, just a fun reminder, I guess, that in Minecraft, you are the one who tells yourself what you can and cannot do. And sadly, because it's an SMP, this world is just a maybe. But I hope you've enjoyed Realm Review for September. If you want to send in a world for October, I'm going to say do it now. Pick like your big favorite survival build, the thing that you're most proud of, and send it in. So that make a realm, upload your world to the realm, ideally like put some signs in there telling me where your favorite build is, and yeah, then send it to toycat on Xbox Live or on Minecraft as the account system is, and yeah, then obviously I'll be able to look at your world. I'd love to see your favorite survival builds. I'll show off every single one of them that doesn't seem like a troll, and I'll tell you which one I think is the best in the month of October. Hope you all enjoyed this video, which is hopefully being released in September, because I'll see you in the next one. There, man. Oh, by the way, also if this is being released in September, this Thursday, I am starting my Super Flat Survival series right back up again. I'm looking forward to it. If you want to be there for the first live event since we lost the world, then make sure to be there, because if you're not there, then you'll be square. And you know what isn't square? this video. It's a rectangle, because that's the format YouTube comes in. Goodbye. What is it with Minecraft and sound balancing? Like, do they not know that? Oh,